Another headline, another tragedy, another injustice paraded across your screens. The year is not 1964, the year is not 1970, the year is today, right now. And yet, look at the headline. A mother crying because her son was gunned down. A worker striking because his wages can't feed his children. A community poisoned because profit was chosen over people. Another headline, another shadow, another broken promise of freedom. I was told once that time heals all wounds. But time cannot heal wounds that are cut open every single day. Time cannot mend a chain that was never broken. You call it progress because the calendar flips forward. But the pain, the exploitation, the poverty, it all stays the same. My brothers, my sisters, the shadow of oppression has a long memory. It lingers, it waits, it feeds. And today, it stands just as tall as it did when I first spoke against it. They promised equality, they promised opportunity, they promised justice. But look around, look at the schools, look at the housing, look at the jobs. Promises on paper don't fill an empty stomach. Promises in speeches don't keep your children safe at night. Promises shouted from podiums vanish like smoke when the lights go down. The lingering shadow remains. And the question is, did we truly heed the warnings, or are we simply repeating history with fancier slogans, sharper suits, and bigger microphones? I told you once, you can't expect a system built to keep you down to suddenly lift you up. You can't beg for dignity from the very hand that robs you of it. Freedom is not given, it is taken. Justice is not promised, it is demanded. Self-determination is not optional, it is the only road forward. And yet, here we are, decades later, still waiting, still asking for permission slips from the very men who profit off our chains. Don't you see? When a community is denied control over its schools, its businesses, its streets, its future, that community is still a colony, no matter how many flags wave above it. A man with no power over his life is not free. A woman with no say in her destiny is not liberated. A child born into hunger and despair does not inherit a promise. He inherits a prison built long before his first breath. And so I ask again, did we heed the warnings? Or did we trade struggle for comfort, truth for convenience, fire for complacency? Have we mistaken symbols for substance, representation for revolution? You can put 100 faces on television, smiling, shaking hands, wearing titles of power. But if the masses remain poor, voiceless, exploited, then nothing has changed. The shadow remains. And truth does not wither with time. Truth does not expire when the calendar turns. The truth today is the same as it was then. No one is coming to save you but you. What is freedom if the poor man is still shackled by debt? What is justice if the courtroom still tips its scales by the color of your skin or the weight of your wallet? What is progress if the very neighborhoods that built this nation lie in ruins, while towers of wealth rise all around them? They will tell you change is slow. They will tell you patience is noble. They will tell you suffering is necessary. But patience without action is surrender, and suffering without resistance is submission. We are living in the lingering shadow of unfulfilled promises. Every broken treaty, every hollow speech, every vote cast in vain adds another layer to that shadow. But remember this, shadows only exist where there is light. That means the fire, the brilliance, the power, it still lives in you. The same fire that built movements, toppled systems, broke chains, it still burns today. But it needs fuel, it needs courage, it needs unity. You cannot fight shadows with silence. You cannot conquer oppression with comfort. You cannot build dignity by waiting for handouts. The only way to cut through the shadow is to stand as one. To take back control of your lives, your communities, your future. Because history is not a cycle unless you allow it to be. History repeats only when you refuse to write a new chapter. So the question is no longer, did we heed the warnings? The question is, will you? Will you choose the hard road of self-determination over the easy road of dependency? Will you demand more than promises? Will you fight for more than headlines? Will you refuse to live in the shadow and instead rise into the light? The lingering shadow of unfulfilled promises hovers above us all. But you, each of you have the power to end it. Not tomorrow, not when the next leader arrives, not when the system suddenly grows a conscience, but now, in your choices, in your unity, in your refusal to bow down. Because freedom, justice, dignity, these are not given. They are claimed. And if you do not claim them, they will remain forever, just another unfulfilled promise.